A militant unionist ballad which was written as a poem by the great Australian bush poet Banjo Paterson and published in the Bulletin in 1892 under the name The Bushman's Song. It's been sung to various tunes, but the one collected by John Manifold is the most common. One of the main targets of union songs is obviously the so-called scab. A well-known description of a scab is often attributed, probably wrongly, to Jack London. After God had finished the rattlesnake, the toad and the vampire, he had some awful substance left with which he made a scab. A scab is a two-legged animal with a corkscrew soul, a water brain, a combination backbone of jelly and glue. Where others have hearts, he carries a tumor of rotten principles. When a scab comes down the street, men turn their backs and angels weep in heaven, and the devil shuts the gates of hell to keep him out. The modern strikebreaker sells his birthright, his country, his wife, his children, and his fellow men for an unfilled promise from his employer, trust or corporation. In fact, a lot of the scabs who broke the Shearers strikes were Chinese immigrants who came for the gold rush and subsequently tried to earn a living however they could. In the interest of political correctness, the original line in this song, 9 or 10 Chinamen, was at some stage changed to 9 or 10 non-union men. But the reference to leprosy kind of gives it away. I'm travelling down the Castlereagh and I'm a station hand. I'm handy with the roping pole, I'm handy with the brand. And I can ride a rowdy colt or swing an axe all day. There's no demand for a station hand along the Castlereagh. So it's shift, boys, shift, there isn't the slightest doubt. We've got to make a shift for the stations further out. With the pack horse running after, for he follows like a dog. We must strike across the country at the old jig-jog. The old black horse I'm riding, if you'll notice what's his brand. He wears the crooked eye, you see, none better in the land. He takes a lot of beating, the other day we tried for a bit of a joke with a racing bloke for £20 a side. It was shift, boys, shift, there wasn't the slightest doubt that I had to make him shift for the money was nearly out. But he cantered home a winner with the other at the flog. He's a red hot sort to pick up with his old jig-jog. I asked a cove for shearing once along the Muddy. We shear non-union here, says he, I call it scab, says I. I looked along the shearing floor before I turned to go. There were 8 or 10 non-union men a shearing in a row. It was shift, boys, shift, there wasn't the slightest doubt. It was time to make a shift with the leprosy about. So I saddled up me horses and I whistled to my dog, and I left his scabby station at the old jig-jog. I went to Illawarra where me brother's got a farm. He has to ask the landlord's leave before he lifts his arm. The landlord owns the countryside, man, woman, dog and cat. They haven't the cheek to dare to speak without they touch their hat. It was shift, boys, shift, there wasn't the slightest doubt. Their little landlord, God and I, would soon have fallen out. Was I to touch me hat to him, was I his blooming dog? So I makes for off the country at the old jig-jog. It's time that I was moving, I've a mighty way to go, till I drink artesian water from 1,000 feet below, till I meet the overlanders with the cattle coming down. Till I work a while till I make a pile and have a spree in town. So it's shift, boys, shift, there isn't the slightest doubt. We've got to make a shift for the stations further out. The pack horse runs behind us, for he follows like a dog. We can cross a lot of country at the old jig-jog. Banjo Paterson. Oh, thank you.
Very well done.
Excellent.